Hey guys, welcome to the Chelsea SW6 match preview. We'll be facing Everton this week on Sunday. It's a 1:30 kickoff time and I am really excited to preview this game. Obviously, before I go into this game, I have to actually talk about other news before we actually go into this. The first news is very simple. The Carabao Cup will be facing Nottingham Forest at home and it will be on the 19th of September. It's going to be a good game. It's an easy draw for us and I would definitely like us to definitely go through to the next round, and I don't think we're going to have much of a problem with that. Now moving on, yesterday actually we had the Champions League draw and it feels so fantastic to be back where we belong. The Champions League is where we need to be at all times, and you know what, I was really excited for this draw. I have to say that I was really excited, and then the draw happened and we have AS Roma and Atletico Madrid in our group. I know there's a fourth team called Carabao, which sounds like the carry bag that we get from Tesco. What the hell? Now, that's a whole other story. I know you've heard that joke too often already. But let's go back to something quite serious here. AS Roma and Atletico Madrid. I mean, what are the chances that Atletico Madrid would be the first team drawn into our group too? It's absolutely crazy, but I'm actually quite excited about this. We'll be going to their new stadium. Chelsea will be starting off with a home game against Carabao, which I am definitely going to be there for. I'm really excited for this Champions League season because I generally do think it'll be very interesting to see how Antonio Conte does in this Champions League with this Chelsea squad. We have fantastic amount of talent and I actually think we have a good chance of not just making it through the group stages. I feel like semi-final, final, I feel like we can definitely make a big push for it. Now, I'm going to just make slight mentions about the fact that Man United and Liverpool got away way too easy. I mean, we finished first and yet we still have two harder teams than them in our group. Man City have got quite a bit of a group for them, but I still expect them to actually do well there too. Whereas Spurs are pretty much in the Europa League. Let's just confirm that now, because let's be frankly honest, there is no way they're going to make it past Dortmund or Real Madrid at this point. And that's going to be quite difficult for them. But focusing on Chelsea. First things first, guys, let's talk about the rivalry between these two teams. Now, obviously, off the pitch, the relationship between Chelsea and Everton is definitely not a good one. Mainly down because of the negotiations we've had in the past with them in regards to John Stones and this year actually Romelu Lukaku. Things have not gone down well between these two clubs, which has definitely led to a huge sort of intensity in the matches when we face each other. Let's look at the three last meetings between these two clubs too, because as you can tell, we beat them 2-0 last at Goodison Park, and then we had them at home this time last year and we beat them 5-0. Hazard definitely had a part in that match and it was a great match, and the match previous to that also we drew 3-3. Now in these last three games, what you can tell is we've managed to score 10 goals against them, whereas they've only managed to score 3 against us. Now moving on, let's talk about what Everton's form has been like so far this season. They've managed to get a win in their first game against Stoke and then get a draw against Man City last week. And that already tells you a little bit about what they've been up to this summer. What they've done a great job at this summer is actually strengthen their squad and give a core identity to their squad. And just to name a few of their signings, Wayne Rooney, Gylfi Sigurdsson, Michael Keane and Jordan Pickford are actually great players that they have signed on quite high money, but at the same time, they have given them a core. Now, that already gives you a bit of an indication of the fact that you cannot say that they are a pushover this season necessarily, because they've managed to get 4 points in their first 2 games. Now for that reason, I expect there to be a little bit of a tough game. Now moving on for a second here. This week, Chelsea in the ends of transfer market has been linked with Jamie Vardy. I mean, I don't really know what's going on over here, but it looks like to me that we're about to make Leicester City our new Southampton the way it is for Liverpool, because I don't know really where we're going with this. But I do think Jamie Vardy is actually a good player. Now, we still haven't made any signings. We're still stuck with the same 4 signings we've made early on this summer. And we're still trying to sign other players. Hopefully, by the time it gets to the transfer deadline, we'll be able to make another 3 to 4 signings to increase the depth in this squad, because we badly need it. Injuries can cause us to be in really bad predicaments, just like last week when we faced against Spurs. However, we managed to pull off a win there. Now, with that being said, let's turn our heads to actually what Antonio Conte said at the press conference today. And at the press conference, Antonio Conte was very happy and very bubbly about things because he finally has a full team to pick from, with the exception of Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard is still not ready. He's quite fit, and however, he still needs a bit of match fitness to be ready to be in contention with us. He's been called to the Belgium squad. and he's playing the under-23 match tonight against Everton. Hopefully he will get some sort of match fitness from this and get back for the Leicester game, or maybe even in the Champions League's first game against Karabakh. That for me is already very exciting just to think about. Eden Hazard supporting Alvaro Morata is going to be the thing that we've needed. Just like I said last week, it's the one thing I've been looking forward to the most, and I can't wait for that. Now let's talk about the expected lineup and the expected formation for this game. The main talking point between Chelsea fans and the media this week was the fact that we could either be sticking with the same formation used against Spurs, or whether we'd be going back to what we're used with Antonio Conte. Personally speaking here, I think we should definitely go back to what we're used with Antonio Conte, because one of our biggest struggles last week was that we didn't know how to go forward. When we got the ball, we didn't know how to distribute the ball. I don't think that's something we need to be doing against Everton, and I think we're at home here. So there's no need for us to be playing a game like that. For that reason, I want to show you what my expected lineup here is. And surprise, surprise, already what you'll notice is Cesar Azpilicueta is not in my team. And the reason I have to explain this is I do believe Cesar Azpilicueta in pre-season, as well as in the first 2 games of the season, he hasn't actually quite shown the form that he's usually used to. He's very much been quite error prone, and he's been giving away the ball quite a lot, and it's been quite catching me by quite a bit of a surprise here. So for that reason, I think dropping him for a game is probably the right thing to do here, so that we can get more of a balanced sort of situation here. For that reason, I expect 3 to be at the back, and that 3 for me would be David Luiz, Christensen and Antonio Rudiger. The reason I say that is I think they are all very good in the air, they're all very good at reading the game, and I also think they haven't been too much error prone, and I think Antonio Rudiger needs more games to get used to us, whereas Christensen has shown complete intelligence, and his development has really astonished me, if anything. Now on the sides here, on the wing-back positions, I expect Victor Moses and Alonso to continue here. Alonso, I think, did a fantastic job against Spurs and got 2 really good goals. The free kick, in fact, was absolutely special. And going forward in that last bit of the game against Spurs and getting us that winner, it was a special moment. I think it's very much an easy situation to pick those first 5 players in the team. Courtois obviously being in goal as well. Now, the bigger question here is then, who do you put next to N'Golo Kante? And I think Bakayoko needs to be on the bench for this match. The reason I say that is I think Bakayoko needs a little bit more time to get used to our formation here, but he also needs a little bit more time to recover, and we need Cesc Fabregas for distribution purposes. For that reason, N'Golo Kante and Cesc Fabregas have had far more experience working together as a pair, and I think we can do far more damage with that. Now, going up top, Alvaro Morata, I think last week lacked a lot of support. I think Willian didn't do the job efficiently, but I also think Pedro, when he came on, did a fantastic job. Now you add Willian and Pedro right next to Alvaro Morata at the top, I think our counter-attacking opportunities, and then you add Cesc Fabregas distribution, I think we can cause a lot of damage in this game, and I think Spurs, if they face that team, would have definitely struggled, and I think Everton will definitely struggle in this game to face this team that I've just named. Now, my expectancy for this lineup is to actually get us a good win from this game, because I think when we look at the opposition, the biggest threats that we'll face in this game, for me, is Wayne Rooney. In his first 2 games for the club, he's managed to score in both games. He's got 2 goals to his name already, and I think he's a leading force, and he's leading this team really well. Gylfi Sigurdsson scored an astonishing goal in the Europa League qualification round in his last game, and I think he's someone else that we need to look out for. And in particular, I think we need to be very much decisive in how we actually make sure we get shots on target, but how decisive we are in making sure we distribute the ball, because I think that is what will cause Everton a lot of problems. That's how we beat them last year as well. We were very fast on the counter-attack, and they didn't really have any answers for us. For that reason, this is my expectancy. Now, it's great I can tell you about what I expect from this game. I actually want to hear from Tony. So let me pass you over to Tony. Tony, what is your expected situation for this game?
Thank you very much, Mohammed. Well, look, guys, this is a tough game. It's Everton, and they're no mugs. Let's be honest. They're a decent side. They've got decent players, and they've started off rather well. But we've got a great record against Everton, especially at Stamford Bridge. Last season, we produced probably the most stunning exhibition of football, you know, that there ever could be. In fact, I remember John Motson turning around and saying it's the best football he's seen, you know, since he can't remember when. And I fully expect us to have a really strong lineup. You know, confidence should be high after beating Spurs at Wembley, and it's a game in which I'm fully expecting us to win. As I say, I'm expecting the team to be strong. We're without Gary Cahill, but of course we all know that Cesc Fabregas is back. Not sure about Eden Hazard. Pedro obviously will be fit. I think we'll be all right, guys. I'm really expecting a good performance, good solid performance, and 3 points for Chelsea. I'm going to go with a scoreline of Chelsea 3, Everton 1. Back to you, Mo.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us, Tony. And as you can tell from Tony expects a 3-1 win, whereas I expect actually a clean sheet in this game. So I'm going for a 2-0 win to Chelsea, of course, and I expect us to actually win very comfortably and make another great statement to making sure that the media and the critics actually get silenced a little bit more here. Now, you've heard from me and Tony. We want to hear exactly what you have to say on this. So what is your expected lineup, and what do you expect the score to be in this game? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll be definitely doing a review of this game as a stream actually on Monday at 9:30 p.m. Make sure you join us then. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Take care. Bam! Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. It's honestly been amazing to actually do that preview. Do me a favor, if you haven't liked this video already and you've enjoyed this content, please like this video. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. It would actually mean a lot to us, and you would be supporting this channel. We've got more content coming up, so please make sure that you do that for us, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Take care.